a reminder, we have called here at NBC News the race, of course, for Reverend Raphael Warnock over Senator Kelly Loeffler. We have not called the race between Jon Ossoff, the Democratic candidate, and Republican David Perdue. I want to bring Steve Kornacki back in here because I thought it was interesting, Steve, of the several headlines we heard, and there will be a time to talk about the political piece of this Republican elections official basically giving kudos to the Democrats for their turnout. But he talked specifically about numbers, and he said he believes, and I'm just looking at my notes here, that there will be a margin for Jon Ossoff that is beyond that recount percentage, that 0.5%. What did you take away from this, and what does that mean moving forward?
Yeah, I think that's very consistent with what we've been sort of outlining here in terms of where we understand the remaining vote to be. And he alluded to this. I think the idea there's about 60,000 absentee, 60,000 vote by mail to come in. I think about 2/3 of those are going to come from within this zone of blue counties you see right here in the Atlanta area. The biggest single, you got about 18,000, a little bit less than 18,000 that are going to be right there in DeKalb County, overwhelmingly Democratic. Go to Henry County here, Democratic County, a little less than 10,000 mail ballots are going to come from there. About 6,000 are going to come from Cobb County. About 5,000 more are going to come from Fulton County, and about 5,000 more are going to come from Gwinnett County. Every one of these counties is a Democratic county in this election. And remember, we are talking about, you see 60%, Ossoff's basically getting 60% of the vote in Gwinnett County. We're talking about a very particular type of ballot here. We're talking about vote by mail ballots. The vote by mail ballots, this is just consistent across the board in this state. We see this everywhere across the country. The vote by mail ballots tend to be much more Democratic on average than, election day votes and early votes. So when I say you've got, 40,000 or so votes from these Atlanta metro areas, they're going to be even more Democratic than you're seeing. Even more than 60% Democratic, I think you can expect.
If and when that margin gets beyond that 0.5 percentage point, Steve, what would Senator Perdue's options be at that point?
Right. I mean, he needs that to be within, 0.5 point to trigger the recount. Now, look,
and there's nothing else he could do. He couldn't petition the Secretary of State and say, I think there's been irregularities, et cetera. Is that a possibility?
Right. I mean, look, and this is where you get into a little bit of what we've seen over the last 2 months. And I don't know if he'd want to go down that road. Is there any kind of litigation? Is there any, would they make any kind of an allegation? Would they try to substantiate it in court? I haven't heard them, put anything specific out there. I don't know if they would. But I think, if you're outside of that zone for the recount, I think you've got to point to something and be able to litigate it at that point.
Yeah.
Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Why don't you subscribe? It's really easy. Just click on that button down there. And for more news from MSNBC, click on any of these videos here for the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more videos from MSNBC with our newsletters. Head over to msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up.